I want to get this week out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's been such a long... I'm recording, by the way. It's been such
Really?
a long... It's been such a long fucking week. But I've got 10 days off now.
I'm happy for you.
And how cushy is that? That's nice.
Most cushy.
I don't know what the fuck... Oh. Steph's here again.
Hey.
Oh, Ash has got tonsillitis. It's really not been a good month for him at all. This now makes it 4 weeks since we've been apart.
Oh, right, yeah.
So...
Third in a row.
Yeah, all pining. But he'll be listening. He'll be enjoying. I hope he has a lovely Christmas and his tonsillitis doesn't affect him too much. Martin's got tonsillitis as well.
Oh,
everyone's fucked. You know what I mean? It's mental. Yeah, I feel deflated, man.
It's a rough one, isn't it? The vibes aren't great in the gaff.
I haven't got a list.
Haven't even said hello.
No, hello.
Hello.
You all right, everyone? Yeah. Hello. Thanks for all the dough on the Patreon. Really appreciate it. Had some half decent feedback on our little new Patreon tier, the Jedi Club. So that's cool. Your people are liking hearing Steph's voice. As I anticipated, you put a female voice in front of a load of sweaty nerds and they go crazy for it. So the plan's working. It's fantastic. The feet pics will be rolling out soon enough.
Never for free.
What we did do is we got the adult content filter taken off of our Patreon for some reason. That it thought that we was posting up pornography. So I didn't realise that when you actually search what's the buttons on Patreon, it didn't come up with anything because they thought that we were selling porn.
Selling titties.
Yeah. So that's now
There's
removed.
Still time. Oh.
There is still time. But for now it's removed.
But at the same time, we're trying to get a mortgage, so
we are trying to get a mortgage. I'm telling you, feet pics. You don't even have to fucking. We don't even have to use your feet. You know what I mean? We could just use like your face. So people think that it's a woman, and then we just use my feet because there will be some filthy motherfuckers out there that will like horrible hairy
that thing
feet.
Where you know how like if I lay on you and then it will look like my feet behind me.
My feet. Get some close-ups with the toe jam and all this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. There will be some.
No, apparently, not that I've like extensively looked into it. I think we did it for a laugh. Like my little toes being so little, apparently that's a money breaker. People don't want to see it.
That's a money breaker.
Yeah, they don't want to see little chode toes.
Your trotters.
Yeah.
Really? That's a money breaker, is it?
Apparently. Yeah. They're supposed to all be like uniform and polished and whatever. But then at the same time, as we said, you know, you could be the ripest apple in the bunch. Not everyone likes apples. Yeah, but there'll be someone out there. Someone out there who likes little stumpy toes.
Yes, but this would be the same types of people that will order shitty knickers and sniff them to high heaven, you know what I mean?
Christ.
Where do you draw the line? What? So a little toe will put you off, but skid marks in the nicks.
Oh, I don't know.
There's some weird people out there, I'm telling you. There's money to be made.
Okay.
Anyway, goodbye, everyone.
Yeah.
There goes the adult content filter back on. This is a gaming podcast.
Christ.
We will talk about gaming.
I'm sorry, Ash.
Sorry. It's gone to pot. I apologise.
Ash was the backbone. He was the structure.
he was the fucking list maker, is what he was. We haven't actually been. Well, I say we haven't been doing much gaming wise. Been doing bits.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft has taken up fucking so much of my time. I'm in love with it. But I've found the time, or tried to find the time, to have a dabble in a few other games, and it's not looking good. Not looking good, bruv.
To that.
Gina, or Gna, however you fucking say her name on God of War, that bitch, fuck me. Yeah, she's difficult. I think we spoke about it last week on the podcast.
Yeah.
That I might give it a crack, and I gave it a crack.
You gave many cracks.
I will kill her.
Yeah.
Did her on normal, and the closest I got was 3 bars of health left, and then she fucking killed me, and I'd nearly put the controller through the TV. I was angry. And Steph pointed out, I was like, fuck this. I was like, I'm done with this shit. It's just put me in a shit mood. I was already in a bad mood. This made it even fucking worse. And she was like, what difficulty did Mark do it on? And the old Manister did it on easy mode. So Steph was like, you ain't fucking coming to bed until you've given it a crack on easy mode, and I did.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear it.
I can
Give
confirm
it a go.
I will have that done on easy mode. Easy mode's so much easier than it is on normal mode. It really, really is. No, but it is.
Really?
Well, when Mark was talking about it, it's like, it just means that when you get hit, it doesn't hurt as much. But it's everything. Your attacks hurt more. You have, like, the hits don't hurt nearly as much.
Yeah.
Her health goes down so much fucking quicker.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not like, it doesn't make it a cakewalk, does it?
No,
which is good.
It's still difficult, but I will.
Well, it's the hardest thing in the game, apparently. It's the hardest optional boss in the whole game.
Just like fucking Melania in Elden Ring.
Mm.
It's always the optional ones. That's why they're optional. Because I'd imagine
exactly,
if they made it, you can't.
People turn them off.
Yeah.
Exactly what we were saying the other week about how you've got to find that sweet spot. It's easy.
She fucking behind me. Oh, she's.
Yeah. The sweet spot of not making it so hard that you're taking away from the story with a game like that.
Yeah, I agree. So, I'll get it done. Yeah.
Honourable mention for the 5 minutes that you tried to play Horizon.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry, mate. It's fucking difficult. I loaded up Horizon Zero Dawn and started from the beginning because I had no save data, which I don't really like doing anyway. And I got about 5 minutes in, and I was like, "Yeah, this is fucking boring." Because obviously, I remember it all. I remember all the intro, all the beginning stuff, and so did you. So it's like this is really fucking boring. So went onto the cloud, and obviously all my PS4 shit's on there. So re-downloaded my save data from when I last played it. So I'm a bit of the way in, and I don't know what it is. It's just boring. I just found it boring. Whether it'd be a different situation if World of Warcraft weren't a thing, because that is taking so much of my time willingly.
You haven't actually been able to play anything else because it just doesn't tickle the spot.
No, nothing. It
doesn't hit it.
I gave some time onto Horizon, and then there was a point where I kept dying on a mission where I had to explode some barrels, and I kept being caught up by all these enemies or whatever, and it kind of spoiled it for me because I just ran to the barrels in the end. I got really fucking annoyed and shot them just to see what would happen, and it completed the mission. And I was that's a bit of a shit one.
I can't believe I got exactly what I wanted, but
it
just takes the fun out of it.
It was just a bit like, right, and then you just run away from the enemies at the end. I was like, that's a bit cheesy. Because I didn't even mean to do it. I got caught and I was trying to run away, and I just happened to run past the barrels. I thought, I'll shoot them quick while I'm here, see what happens.
It took you straight to a cutscene, didn't it?
Yeah. I just switched it off. I was like, I can't be bothered. I don't like it. And I tried to jump on High on Life because I still haven't completed that. When I say World of Warcraft's taken a lot of my time, it has taken a lot of my time.
Yes.
I knew this was going to happen, and I also wanted this to happen. And I tried to jump on High on Life, and again, same issue, man. I just couldn't. It weren't
not doing it for
tickling the pickle. You know what I mean? And then I said to Steph, I was like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. I was like, nothing. I said nothing's making me happy. Gaming wise, nothing's doing it. And then I just loaded up World of Warcraft, instantly happy.
Yeah.
Instantly, I was like, yeah, this is the shit.
In some cultures, would be called an addiction.
An addiction, yeah. I was like, this is what I want.
Let it take me.
This is what I want. It's just because there's all this new shit, and everyone's saying it's like the best expansion they've done so far, and it is. It's really user friendly. Where previous expansions, like the last one, Shadowlands, you'd have your daily quests, your objectives. It was such a grind, but it was one of them where everything that you was grinding had a purpose and you needed to do it. Note that you needed to do it, and there was so much shit, but at the same time there weren't. So like the last thing I did on Shadowlands is they released a new zone with loads of rare mobs and quests and stuff like that, and another reputation grind, and I just fucking shredded it non-stop for like a week, and I'd done everything. And everyone else was the same. So, but everything to progress was time, was gate kept. So it wasn't a case of you can grind for another month and then you'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. It was no, you have to wait until a specific date before you can continue. But It was sort of like you got to wait 2 months, but we've only given you a week's worth of content, which you can get done in 4 days. Yeah. Naturally, everyone's going to get it done in 4 days, and then you're going to sit there scratching your head going, fucking hell, this game's boring, because there's nothing to do. Whereas this expansion, they've made everything optional. If you don't want to do a certain thing, you're not going to get penalised for not doing it. There's no system in place to miss out on anything. It's just some things may take you a little bit longer, but ultimately, you're not forced into doing anything, which in turn means you want to do everything because you're not forced to do it. And I like that. It makes you want to come back because you don't feel like... I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
That's good.
Because it's not where the fear of missing out aspect of it. If you say you got to do 5 daily quests for a week.
Yeah.
Well, if I have to do that, then it's a slog because fucking hell, I got to log on and I got to spend the next 4 hours a day doing these 5 quests. Whereas otherwise, I'm not going to get to this end goal. Whereas you sort of remove that end goal and say, here's these quests. You can do them if you want to do them, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
You're more inclined to do them.
Yeah.
Because it takes the pressure off of doing it. You go, I'll
there's no
do that.
consequence.
I'll do that
in
shit.
The same way. Yeah.
So yeah, it's taken up a lot of my time when it comes to gaming. But it's going well. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Good.
Thoroughly enjoying it. And you haven't really been touching much, have you?
Apart from I've been on my Switch probably more this week than I have been in a long time.
You're behind me though, because I can't see you.
Therefore, I do not exist. Dear listeners.
No.
Dear listeners.
I'm having some chocolate.
Reese has, ever since I've known him, which is getting on a while now, Reese has
Sorry, it's very crinkly.
It's all right. Crack on.
There we go.
When he leaves you, he goes out, or before we live together,
Fucking
and you go
chocolate. Hold on.
He thinks that
There we go.
you stop existing. Like
No.
it will be no. Stay with me, because it's a phenomenon. It's quite interesting, like from a psychological perspective.
Why? What?
Because it just amazes me how when you're not with me, I'll say I'll do something. You're like, when did you ever do that? You're like, oh, it's just the 6 days that we're not together. You know, like when we first started going out, there was so many. It's like when I wore flower crowns every single day for 2 years, and then there was this one day and you went,
you never did that.
You never did that.
Yeah,
and I'm
would
like,
never a thing.
No, I literally did.
No.
I literally did. And so I have actually been playing my Switch quite a lot this week. And as we've just found out, Reese didn't notice. Reese hasn't noticed.
I know. I've seen you on it. It's just I'm so engrossed and I'm not seeing what's going on behind me. What you just been playing Dreamlight Valley on it?
Maybe I have. You'll never know now.
Well, kind of have to know. It's a fucking gaming podcast.
Oh, yes. It's something that Dreamlight Valley will become a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
And that worries me a little bit. I feel the same kind of like, as I felt with Diablo Immortal, where you feel like you're kind of hurtling towards something
demise.
Bad.
Yeah.
And the closer and closer you get, you're like, And I don't know. It's hard to say. So some people are saying, so basically you've got coins, you've got Dreamlight, you've got moons, and sorry if this is really boring to anyone listening, by the way, but anyway, and no one really knows how you're going to obtain moons when it becomes, because at the moment there's no way to actually get moons other than the structure of how you have the game at the moment is there was 3 tiers, and there was $24.99 was the lowest, and then I think it was like 42, and then up to like 64 or something like that. And the basic one is what I bought, and you got like a clothing set, you got you got like a stuff for the house on like the basic level, like stuff for your character, and 8,000 moons. Well, higher up you went, you got like, excuse me for breathing. I don't know. I worry about breathing into the mic.
You can breathe.
I know.
It's all right. You can breathe.
It was like 8, and then I think the 40 quid one maybe got you like 15, up to maybe like 22 or whatever it was. And you use those to buy a Star Pass, which is extra stuff, seasonal content.
Fuck it, your battle pass basically, or season pass.
Essentially, but it's very difficult because obviously at the moment there is absolutely no money element, microtransaction vibe at all.
There's nothing.
No. There's absolutely you pay, and what you paid for was. It was yeah. I had a cookie when you.
Who's been eating these fucking cookies? What's going on in here? What?
We're equal. What's mine is yours. 2 cookies each. There you go. All right. There was 4 cookies in the bag, or was there 5?
I think there was 4.
Right then.
Manister will be hearing about this when we go back to work. This betrayal.
They'll be rotten by then, won't they? I honestly thought you were going to take them with you, and when you didn't, it overtook me. All right, they're really nice.
They're all right, aren't they?
Yeah, they're banging. Anyway.
Sorry, carry on.
You were essentially paying for early access to the game and like kind of inadvertently a beta tester because there's been certainly on the Switch.
So buggy.
So buggy. And
wait, can you just quickly can you just explain to the people who chances are they have no fucking clue what Dreamlight Valley actually is?
That is a bold assumption. Maybe some of your listeners have taste.
I doubt they will.
It's created by Gameloft, which obviously they're quite banging with mobile games. It is available on PC, I want to say Xbox and PS4, I'm pretty sure. Nintendo Switch, eventually it'll be on Mac OS. Not entirely sure about iOS, possibly, probably, who can say. Don't know about Android either. I don't think it would be capable for a mobile game, to be fair, it's a little bit too big for that.
I think it's too big, yeah.
Aside from the fact you probably wouldn't be able to read it, it'd be too small to read. You need a bigger screen than a mobile. Couldn't even tell you if it's iPad actually either. I don't believe it is. I think Mac OS is the best you're going to get in terms of Apple users.
Oh no.
Fuck on. And it's essentially, I suppose, life sim, but as well.
Disney.
Yeah. And essentially you rescue the town. It's being built on, like, it's so small right now, but it has such a capacity to expand. Like, you go into the room where there's all these doors that you're yet to unlock, and initially there were 3 doors and a 4th with a symbol on it, and every single other door, of which there were like easily 30, 40 doors, were blank. So it's like they've not even decided which fucking characters they're having yet.
Yeah.
And then there's probably been about, maybe 4. I think there's been 4 updates certainly since I've been playing it. Quite big ones, like Halloween, obviously Christmas, that kind of thing. But there's also been quite a few patches.
Yeah.
Which has been nice. Excuse me.
So it's like almost like Animal Crossing meets Disney.
No.
Okay.
Everyone uses Animal Crossing because it's not, but then like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon or like even The Sims, anything I feel like these days, or certainly, sorry, but men who don't play. No, I'm not making it into that at all. But just see any game where you have a character and grow crops and speak to villagers and solve their problems. They're like, oh yeah, like Animal Crossing. No, actually, it's like loads and loads of games. At the end of the day, in bloody DayZ, you dress your character, you grow your little crops and eat your food.
Oh yeah, but that's a bit different to fucking no. DayZ's a full-on fucking sim, pretty much. Oh come on.
Right, but it's just like Animal Crossing, really.
Right, ain't no, is it?
Right, but don't compare. It really bugs me, and you guys have done it in the past. I love you both dearly.
What do you mean?
But when you said Cult of the Lamb was like, no, it's nothing like Animal Crossing. Just because you've got little cute animals.
No, it's the village aspect of it. It's the village aspect of it. That's because you couldn't compare Dreamlight Valley to Sims.
Why?
Because you're not building anything. You're not making. You're decorating and stuff like that, but you're not.
But not every Sims game involves building. Sims 2.
Does it not?
No.
Yeah, but you're not.
The Sims 2, you don't build a thing.
Yeah, but you're not shagging Donald Duck though, are you?
No, and you don't in The Sims 2. The Sims 2 games that were on handheld had absolutely no building element at all. It was a complete story.
Oh.
You ran a hotel and you had to refurb it up from the ground. There was an alien invasion.
Oh, it's like Sims 2 then.
Suit.
We're liking it to Sims 2. Should we do that? Great.
You're welcome. Right.
Sorry. It's been such a long week.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to listen to this.
Well, we won't talk about Dreamlight Valley.
No, you carry on, because it's not about
No.
Dreamlight Valley. Crack on.
And anyway, that's it really. I don't really know what to say. You've thrown me off.
Why have I thrown you off?
You've thrown off my groove.
No.
But yeah, and I'm just a bit like, as I progress now, I think I'm level 24, and the kind of thing. There's a lot of it that's kind of just. They just haven't made it yet.
So it doesn't
like,
have a release date?
Oh.
Well, it's not. It's
Well,
in
no,
so
you mean a date when it becomes free to play? Because obviously it's already out.
Yeah, but is it full? It's not full release though, is it?
Not
Like
really,
at the
it's
moment.
not bad. It's not bad, but no, you can tell like some parts just like don't exist yet.
Yeah.
Like there's currently no way to expand a chest, but when you open it, there's slots there that you just can't use.
10 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, because it's
8
banging.
out of 10 I've never said it weren't banging.
No, but you assume that absolutely no one who listens to your podcast would be remotely interested.
I don't know.
Because you see it as a girly game. Deep inside
No,
you.
No, not at all. You know that I'm not a massive fan of Disney.
Right, but a lot of people are.
Maybe my listeners are. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't.
Assumption that
I'll text all 20 of them.
Yeah.
And I'll ask them individually. Get that done in 5 minutes. Maybe they do. I'm trying
you read it as if you're shocked. You read that score as if you're shocked.
Yeah, because 10 out of 10s, they don't fling them around that often.
But why would it?
Why would you not be shocked at a 10 out of 10? You make some dinner, yeah, or I make some dinner.
The irony is, I'm actually gonna make dinner for you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. You make tea tonight. I turn around to you. I go, you know what, Steph? Boo. That is a 10 out of 10. And there'll be a part in your mind where you go, it ain't though, is it? It's a 9 or an 8. It's never 10 out of 10. So it's only natural that when you see something and they say...
You assume that I don't have confidence in my cooking?
No, but no one ever says I'm the fucking best. You know what I mean? You don't go I'm top tier other than Ash. Because he is. That's my boy.
So you're telling me that if you told me my dinner was a 10 out of 10, you wouldn't be telling the truth?
No, I'm saying if I told you your dinner was a 10 out of 10, yeah, there'd be some shock aspect to you'd go, no, there must be something wrong with it to not make it a 10 out of 10. And that's the same with a lot of games and stuff.
I probably wouldn't think that deeply about it.
Maybe it's just fucking me then. I don't know. It's 10 out of 10 on Steam, but let's be happy about it.
So when does it become free to play?
I'm trying to fucking find it out.
I think it was summer. But yeah, and there's just some things that are starting to take longer and longer, and you have to wait for it to regenerate and things like that. Like the longer I've gone on in the game, I can't tell if it's just like natural progression, because obviously you wouldn't want everything like that instant gratification where initially in the earlier like levels you were, they're like, oh, I need this, and you can just go and get it.
Yeah.
I feel like that maybe get a bit old, whereas like now it's starting to sort of make you work for it. Like there's things that you have to wait for them to grow, or you have to
time gating various stuff.
Yeah, and like mining certain stuff, but it only grows in 2 of the places, and it's just getting a little bit more gritty. And I just hope that that's a natural.
It says 2023.
Yeah,
but it doesn't give a specific date. So you reckon? So, but like
hang on, wait, I just had like literally eight words left of that sentence.
Say the 8 words.
A natural progression, and not creating a thing where, spend X moons to make this quicker.
That was exactly what I was about to say. Do you think if it's going to be free to play, they've obviously got to get their dough from somewhere, like most games, and that tends to be the easiest way to do it, where you make
profit on people's impatience.
Yeah. So you can grow carrots, can't you?
Oh mate, you can grow everything.
So let's say carrots. Carrots is something that you need. The main thing to do a lot of shit, you need carrots to do it. I don't know why that would be the case, but let's say you need carrots to do it. But the carrots take 10 hours to grow, and you can only grow...
Ironically, they're actually the quickest veg in Dreamlight, but
anyway.
Well,
for this analogy, if you've got to make some money somewhere, it would be spend 500 gems or 500 moons and instant.
Well,
We'll get rid of
I'll
that
tell you
timer
what-
for you, and then you can buy. They're bringing a package for 20 quid. You can have 20,000 moons and
this
shit
is the
like that.
thing. So so far, I've done something where. Hang on, I need to burp. Oh, did you hear that? I think that probably came through
I'm not
anyway.
taking that out.
Okay. That was you, not me. Anyway,
This is
what was I
lychee.
going to say? So, already, the one thing the other day, yesterday when I was playing it, he said, "Oh, here's what does it do? Oh, was that a one-time thing? Can't remember, but basically, bear in mind, I was saying moons are quite rare, and Dreamlight is a bit like." Ironically, I was about to say Animal Crossing.
What was you about to say? Like
Animal
Animal Crossing.
In New Horizons,
Oh.
I'm really taking this on a turn now. And in New Horizons, you have bells, and then you had Nook Miles. And Nook,
What?
Nook Miles.
Nook Miles.
Yeah, Tom Nook is the
Oh,
fella,
yeah.
the Overlord.
Geezer with the plane.
No,
Right.
no. He's the raccoon that owns all your shit. Anyway, it's like capitalism at its finest. Anyway, so you have Nook Miles, and they can only be when you start the game. Oh, you're fucking rolling them in because it's like chop down a tree, have a like 1,000 Nook Miles.
Have
and
some
shit.
fucking miles, you
But
prick.
they eventually stop because you've achieved all that,
Of course they fucking do.
and it makes them more scarce. And you can't remember off the top of my head how many it is to get a ticket, a Nook Mile ticket, and that allows you to go and search for new villages and stuff.
Right.
And that, as it becomes more scarce, you can only kind of really rely on the daily ones where it is sell 5,000 quid's worth of stuff
time
and stuff
gate,
like that.
Shit.
But it became like a currency for trading. So there's something called the turnip exchange, like the turnip market. Or the stalk
Say
market.
it with pride. Say it with pride. Everyone.
The stalk market.
The stalk market,
And
motherfuckers.
essentially, you every Sunday morning, someone comes, you can buy turnips for them, and they have a rate of which you of a per price per turnip.
The whole fucking economy on turnips.
Massively. Bless you.
Fucking hell, this Rubicon is doing me.
So you buy from her on the Sunday, and then there's 2 turnip prices a day, and if you don't sell them in a week, and you can't time travel, if you don't sell them in a week, they rot and you lose all your money.
Yep.
But there's nothing stopping you from I've never in my whole 15 years of playing the game, because it's present in all of them. Is it present in Wild World? I think so. Anyway, wasn't so into the money making when I was about 10, so it's fine. My shop rate is always shit. There was you might have bought those turnips for £100 a turnip, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're going to buy them at 30p per turnip.
There you go. They ain't going to cut the mustard.
So, but if so and so,
They won't cut the turnips.
wanted to slap my turnip, and there became certainly it's died off a bit now because obviously it just has. But initially there was this whole thing, and you can go, and they've got they might be buying it 700 bells a turnip. You were gonna make millions.
You make some moolah out of this fucking turnips.
More bells you can fit in your pocket.
More bells for the whistles.
And they'd be 5 Nook Mile tickets, and it became
right,
because obviously they might be ahead of you. And these, oh my god, the islands you go to, they've just plumbed fucking hours into the game.
Remember Tracy's Island?
Yeah, she's on. I think she's on 800 hours.
Yeah,
I think I'm at about 400 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's so much time.
Oh, it's like your life though.
It's mental.
You're I've got to check on my villagers, and then
man.
They chastise you for being away. You're like, where have you been? It's been 3 months.
Yeah, but that's what these games do, man. That's what they do.
But anyway, back to
if Nintendo dogs could do the same. There's a lot of dogs out there.
I never actually had a Nintendo dog that ran away.
Did you not?
No, they never left me.
Mine must be dead.
No, honestly, if you turned your DS on right now, they'd just be there hungry, dirty, thirsty.
Covered in shit.
You give them one bowl of water and they're like, 15 years has just gone like that. I feel great. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I got this thing in Dreamlight, and it cost whatever the other 2 things were, but it cost 1,000 Dreamlight, and I thought, oh shit, that's quite hefty. Bear in mind, to unlock most zones, you're looking at 10 to 15k to unlock the new biome. And I did wonder. I just thought this is getting, I wonder, is that going to be a thing where it's like you can reduce that cost by spending X amount of moons or whatever? But we'll just have to see. For the moment, it's actually cracking.
But
it's really refreshing.
Yeah.
And I think that it's something that I don't think is orientated or is that the word? Orientated? I don't know.
Yeah, orientated.
For like children. I think so often things like that you would look at that and go like, oh, okay.
No,
but it's no different to like, 42-year-olds playing Fortnite, that kind of thing. It's not. Well, actually, no, it's not like that. But do you see what I mean?
If you're 42 years old and you're playing Fortnite, fucking
hell.
hell.
Who says? Let them play it.
No, fuck Fortnite.
Okay.
Did you know? Wait, very quick. Did you hear about their lawsuit?
I did
They
not.
just had to pay out £520 million or dollars, one of the two, basically the same rate now, for essentially taking money off of children. They made it extremely easy, and I think in some cases you didn't actually need parental consent to buy V-Bucks.
Yeah.
So a lot of the purchases made by kids, Fortnite basically designed their store in a way that it would not trick you, but very much entice you to make purchases. By putting on some very cool, because they do some cool skins, man. Like the stuff that they come out with that you can buy, it looks cool.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. Ash is a sucker for buying like all the fucking Star Wars shit.
Yeah.
He's like he's probably never gonna play it, but he's got it. So yeah, they got essentially sued and lost because of that, and have had to pay back $520 million. And I was just scrolling through TikTok before we hit record, and what they've done on their store, 32 pages of things you can buy, presumably trying to claw back the $520 million that they've just lost.
Yeah,
because that's crazy. If you go on a store,
but then what's their
32
turnover?
pages.
That's probably a drop in the ocean. Think of how popular
they've made
it is.
they've made a fuckload of money.
It's like Roblox. Sorry, look, what is Roblox? What is that?
I have
That's
no
mad.
I have no clue.
I never knew it was so big.
That's for children. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, but then
that is for
Do
children.
you not remember when they were like completely recreating Squid Game?
Yeah,
in Roblox?
yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm not with
Maybe
it.
we should do that. Maybe we should just download it and see.
I have no idea. It's the same way as how my cousin, who's 18, a couple of years ago, had a go at me for using certain emojis. Because like they don't use them anymore.
We are old.
So
yeah.
what do you mean they don't use? It was the laughing one with the crying eyes or whatever.
Yeah, i.e. everybody's top used emoji.
Yeah, the one
Obviously.
that I use all the time. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's not.
No one uses. Not cool.
Yeah,
No.
it's not cool anymore. Fucking hell, what the fuck's that? What is this?
I know.
Fuck this.
But then you can't. That's the thing, and I think this is kind of what I touched on. I can't remember what we said. It was the first pod I was on. And it was about how basically, that was it, Splatoon 3. It's so hard when you aren't a part of that community whatsoever
To get in
and
it.
have only a slight perception of what it even is about. So it is difficult, like, to say, like, I couldn't say, like, Roblox is shit, because obviously it ain't shit, because it's mad. It's
do a quick Googling of this.
It's so much more than I think it is, if you know what I mean.
It must be.
The
I
stuff
honestly,
you can do on it seems like crazy.
I honestly have no fucking.
Because it's Robux, isn't it? Is the currency, I think.
33 million downloads on Google Play, 4.5 stars.
It's huge.
It's just
It is huge. It's got to be. Hang on, let me look on my app store. I'm pretty sure it's got to be like the top app for gaming.
Roblox is an online game platform and game creation system developed by Roblox Corporation that allows users to program games. Motherfucker, you ain't going to show me the rest of the article. Oh, fuck off.
It is currently 5th in the App Store, behind Wordle. Ooh.
That allows
Fill the fridge. 3D fridge organising game.
allows users to program games and play games created by other users. The platform hosts user-created games of multiple genres coded in the programming language Lua or Lua.
That's mad.
For most of Roblox's history, it was relatively small, both as a platform and as a company. Roblox began to grow rapidly in the second half of 2010. See, I thought it was a new thing, like in the last 5 years.
It's crazy, isn't it?
2004.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's
Released in
number
2006.
Number 1 for action games.
I love it. Began to grow rapidly in the second half of the 2010s, and this growth has been accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic. That'll be a fucking COVID
friend.
warning on our fucking pod. So it's essentially a game to create games on it,
but
like Gary's mod. I don't know if you ever heard of Gary's mod.
Oh, sorry, I was reading the Roblox reviews.
So,
don't know that. I have,
Gmod is just
yeah.
you sort of like do whatever you fucking want, pretty much.
Yeah.
Vanos Gaming used to do shitloads of videos on it.
Oh my god, you can get a festive shark hat. Deck the sharks with hats of Yuletide.
So it must be good. It must be good.
On some level. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's so much.
Someone's making fucking dough out of it.
And you think, so me talking about Dreamlight here, and you think, okay, yeah, there's a potential that there's not one listener that will give a shit. They'll probably think, like, you know, whatever. But at the same time, I do think that it is a case for not, a little bit like Animal Crossing, like, not to, like, stand on my soapbox, but I do think that games that come across as, like, cute or fun or whatever, it's, like, not worth your time. It's not a real game. It's not true gaming, all that kind of thing. You think, no, I will, you know, kill loads of people, not physically, I mean virtually. Like, I love games where you just shoot the shit and stab them and assassinate them and all that, as much as I enjoy planting flowers and making all my furniture pink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can be both. And I think there's something to be said for, you know how, like, they call it now, like, cozy gaming, don't they? Like cozy genre
gaming
and stuff.
Yeah.
It is popular for a reason.
Of course it is. Of course it's massive.
And I think that it's probably like gonna be more popular with women, but that's not to say I know there's loads of men that enjoy it too.
Yeah, but there's cozy gaming and everything. World of Warcraft has cozy gaming involved in it in its professions: cooking, fishing, tailoring, leatherworking. All the professions are based on gathering reagents and materials and things like that, and making shit and selling it on, trading it, doing whatever. Especially fishing, literally sitting there casting a line. And then there's like a 10-second cooldown bar, and at some point in those 10 seconds, you're going to get a little nibble, and you've got to click on the bobber. Yeah. So, and it is like a lot of people on this game. I personally don't really vibe with the whole fishing side of it and the cooking and all that shit.
I've never known a game with a decent fishing mechanic. Every single game I think I've ever played, I don't know how many games you've played in which you have to fish, but they're always annoying.
There's an add-on that you can get now where it'll do the clicking for you, so
beautiful.
You can literally just leave it, like just press it and then fuck off. Borderline bannable, really.
Possibly. It's kind of like mining, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's plenty of cozy aspects in a game like World of Warcraft and in quite a few other games, because it's just nice to relax a little bit.
You were bang on the other day when you were saying, like, to play High on Life on mute is to miss the concept and whole point of the game.
Fucking pointless.
I think it's sort of thing like I remember when we were playing Red Dead 2 and the whole, what do they call it when it's like super real? There's a word for it in there.
Realism?
No.
What do you mean?
Because he was hungry and cold and all that shit.
The survival aspect.
I feel like there's a word of it. Where was a word? Anyway, but it's like, because that wasn't, you know what I mean?
It's realism, isn't it? It's a survival system.
We'll say that. I know there's a word that I'm trying to think of and I can't remember it. But it was, I felt like, for us, it was annoying because it wasn't, like, Red Dead, I think, it wasn't what I wanted from that. I didn't want to have to keep him warm. If you think like John Marston, that man didn't give a shit if he was cold. He didn't give a shit if he was bleeding. You know what I mean? He was that kind of guy, and I just felt like it ruined Red Dead for me.
But when that leprosy kicked in, oh yeah, that was an issue.
But
he minded then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember why I made that point.
No, so some games do the survival aspect really well, and others don't. Look at No Man's Sky. The whole game is about survival. And obviously you have your life support system, your ship has to have fuel and all of those things, but all of those resources are very easy to get hold of. So you end up gaining an abundance of it. So even though you have to keep an eye on all of your shields and things like that, and you have to repair shit, It's very, very easy to do if you're smart about it, and you don't just and you do spend the time to collect all of the stuff that you need. Something like DayZ, again,
that's the whole point of the game.
absolutely imperative to the game. Exactly. That's the main thing. That is the whole point of the game. Is this real survival side of it. So you do have fun trying to chase down a fucking can of tuna. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole point of it. Something like Red Dead, the whole point of the game isn't trying to fucking keep warm and eat some soup.
I just want to be a cowboy.
Yeah, they could have fucking left that away. They could have got rid of that.
Yeah.
Or if they really, really wanted to have something like that,
have the ability to turn it off.
Yeah, put it in, but let me switch it off.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in Red Dead where it's imperative to a story or a mission or anything.
No, and I just think, like I say, I mean, I never played Red Dead Revolver. Did you?
I did a little bit. It wasn't that good.
No. I just felt like it wasn't. And I appreciate, obviously, people in that time, like the Wild West vibes. Obviously, yeah, they needed to eat and they got cold, and ultimately they were humans. But I don't want to look after him. You know what I mean? It was just like,
this is a game where I can smack the shit out of a bear with a shovel. You know what I mean?
And I think it's a bit like, and I don't mean it for all games at all. Like I know even in Breath of the Wild, you've got an outfit that like ups your swim speed, and then you've got another one that will completely skyrocket your stamina and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you will get cold if you're wearing your summer stuff in the mountain, and you will get hot if you're wearing your, that kind of thing. But like you say, if it is knitted into the game in the right way, then it will add to the experience and not take away from it. And I feel like Red Dead 2 was something that it completely took us out of it, because you're like, oh, let's go over it. Oh, fuck, he's hungry again. Right, okay, he's going to pass out.
I find,
whatever it was, it takes you away.
Crafting systems are another thing that really throw me off. A lot of the time,
if it gets too in-depth,
they really put me off. So you got something like, Horizon. Crafting system there.
I'm not familiar.
Of crafting arrows for your bows and bombs and things like that.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. I hate it. Just let me be able to buy them. Have a series of vendors dotted around the place that aren't too difficult to get to, where I can just buy stuff. I understand that it makes sense that you can make stuff on the fly. Horizon's probably not the best example because it does work. It's just annoying. But shit like, I suppose, putting the mic to the dog.
She doesn't like it.
I suppose, because Zelda has that aspect of things break.
Not in every game. But yeah, Breath of the Wild was a big one.
Yeah, things break and you have to make it again.
No, a lot of them you just have to find it again. And there's some things like, even when you got, so there's like 4 Guardians, and I think they all did give you something. Yeah, they did. Like their sort of signature weapon. And don't quote me on it, because there may be a way to get them again, but I personally didn't know if there was, and I don't actually think there is. I'm not sure. But you've got like a spear, a bow, a curly knife thing, and then this fuck off massive like hammer thing from each of them. And they're sick, and they're like got really, really good, extra abilities on them. And they've got the same like kind of crap. Are you looking at the dog? What?
She's alright. She's fine. Cat sniffing her feet.
She's fine. She's a cat. You're all right. Yeah. They and I didn't want them to break. I didn't want to lose them, so I kind of used them for a little bit, and then they started to flash. You think, oh shit.
Yeah,
and so I now just like hung up in my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have thought like I don't know. But then at the same time, it did encourage you. You can't hold on. I do think they're quite good at that, like because it makes you.
You either use it and get rid of it, or like you just said, you just hoard everything.
Well, yeah, and I suppose
it throws variety in there. I'm just on. I don't have a crafting system. If you don't need to have it, don't just add it in as filler, because I think there's quite a few games where they throw shit like that in
because it's like everyone's doing that.
Yeah, to add something just to fill some gaps, and there's very rarely any depth involved into it, to the point where you make something there's not even a fucking animation for you making it. You just put a couple of bits together and then that's it. I think it turns a lot of people off of quite a few games when you have that type of shit. Look at, it's not a crafting system, but God of War's upgrading system. Loads of different bits of gear that you can get. Don't have to fucking have any of them.
Yeah.
But you can upgrade everything. You can go and you can find. You need to have specific materials to upgrade stuff. But it's all easily obtainable, and it doesn't make a massive. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it.
Yeah, and another one.
But again, that fits really well into the story as well.
Yeah.
That's the perfect bit. Is that it fits in with the story and is almost imperative to that story. When you do it for just the sake of fucking doing it because you can't be asked to think of something else.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
And that's something that I do think Animal Crossing did quite well, like as in the recent one, New Horizons, because they had it so previously you couldn't craft anything. There was no crafting element. It was just, here's the furniture you can have. There you go. Whereas in this one, they created crafting and a hell of a lot of furniture, and you collect recipes and you collect the materials, and it made it more worthwhile. It made it more in depth, and it added something to the game. And like they had something where the shop has 2 items a day where they're higher value than usual if you sell them. And it might be something you can just crack out because you've got like loads of wood in your little cupboard, and you can grind that, make the money on it, and you're away. But at the same time, you don't have to. And you think, and then they brought in an update, color customization, and then that you had these little kits, and so now you can make the stuff you've made whatever color you like. So you know, if you've got a greenhouse and previously it was only plain wood or whatever, you can make those changes. And furthermore, in a following update, they brought in a character from before who could customize stuff that you hadn't made. So it was like, oh my god, it really lent into just like really infinite customization options. But I can, unfortunately, I don't know, is it unfortunately, that whole kind of system did get a bit overrun because what people did was hack islands, lay out every single item of furniture.
And then people just come and pick it
and
up.
You just, I mean, I did it. And
I know, I watched you do it.
It was excellent. But
I've literally picked that bulldozer out.
Yeah, oh yeah. And it was just stuff I would never, had I not done that, I'd never have it.
I think what's interesting is if you throw in a system, and you may agree with me because I think it makes sense. If you give someone the opportunity to do something, but then you tell them that they don't have to do it, it isn't imperative, they are more likely to do it.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that, take something again like World of Warcraft, the achievements on that, fucking thousands of them, thousands of achievements, and different mounts and different gear that you can use, like appearances and shit like that. You don't need any of it. But it's so fun to have bragging rights for certain shit. The rare stuff, the mounts that are taken years for like attempts after attempts to try and get hold of. You don't need any of that stuff. But I want it because someone else might not have it. And I think when you have a system like that, even down to, let's say, Call of Duty, the camos on that, I don't fucking need them. You don't need the different camos on your guns, but motherfuckers will grind them out because someone else might not have it, and someone else might look at it and go, "Fucking hell, have you got that?" And you can go, "Oh, I did this, this, and this, and this." I think it's that freedom to say, "Here's this system. You don't have to use it at all, but it's there, and there's some cool shit with it."
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually matter.
No.
And you go, "All right, well, I'm gonna delve into that then, because there's some cool stuff there that I want that other people might not have."
Yeah. Well, and I do kind of like the ones that you can only get if you had that game at a certain time. Like off the top of my head, like you get an anniversary cake, that just like a display cake, and like I have 1, 2, and next year, like in March, it'll be 3 because I've had the game since release day. Or even on Dreamlight, I had Dreamlight before my sister, and the star path at the time when I joined was a Pixar path. Mm-hmm. So I've got this massive, it's like a hot air balloon basket with all of the up balloons, and it's so fucking big. And unless they do a star path again, Lou can't get that.
She can't touch
She's fuming.
it.
Fuming.
Yeah. There's.
She really wanted it. And it's like that, exactly as you say. Didn't need it. Didn't have to get it. Cost me, very little, and yet I now have something that is currently unobtainable in the game.
Yeah. So when World of Warcraft first come out, there was raids that were being released over time, and there was one raid called Ruins of Encourage. It was set in a desert, massive fucking raid. I think there was like 11 bosses or something like that. Quite a lot. And there was a pre-raid event, and it was the Alliance and the Horde had to gather a load of materials. I'm talking fucking loads. It was like weeks, maybe even months worth of work. And once you'd gathered all these materials, there was a gong, big massive gong, that needed to be rung to open up the raid. And on World of Warcraft, you have loads of different servers, like a lot of games. And every server obviously had its own event going on. Now, the gong, there was only ever one gong, and it wasn't like the Alliance had one and the Horde had one. There was just one gong. And you have to imagine, this is thousands, hundreds and thousands of people in one spot waiting for this gong to activate.
Jesus.
And anyone could click it. Anyone at all. So once you'd got all the resources that you need, that gong would become active. One person needed to hit it. The raid would become active. The one person to hit that got a mount. And it was a black Encourage battle tank. Looks quite a cool mount. You can get the exact same mount but in a different skin colour, but only one person. It's only one person per server will have that mount. Only one person. Now, I don't know how many people are still playing, but there's definitely people that have that mount that don't play anymore. But something like that, it's like, wow, like this was the first. You'll never get that again. You will never, ever, ever get that. That's never going to pop up in the shop. You're never, ever, ever going to have that.
It's crazy.
And it's so crazy. And I'm pretty sure there's been times when people have bought accounts that have it and spent a lot of money on it because of the bragging rights of it. It's like, that's fucking... Bearing in mind this was years ago, so having the internet to be able to deal with the lag and shit like that. If you were the person to bang that gong and you got a mount, that's fucking sick. Yeah. That's bragging rights forever. Because I was there from day dot, and I got this mount, and no one's ever going to be able to get it. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Have they done stuff like that since?
Yeah, they've done a couple of bits. I always tend to get like the collector's editions of expansions and stuff, so that you get some of the mounts that come with that. That you'll never be able to get. I've got that giant Murloc. I sent Ash a video of it. Well, I had to drop £100 to get hold of that. Obviously, I got a year's worth of a membership, so it cost around that anyway. But that's a mount that you won't be able to get ever again. Yeah, shit like that. And yeah, when I'm using it, you do get people coming up to you going, "Oh fucking hell, where have you got that from?"
Yes, peasant.
I just paid a load of money. That's why. Or you have like BlizzCon, where they're like BlizzCon every now and then they'll hand out special codes and you can redeem them and you'll get them out. There was cool. One where you ride a polar bear called a blizzard bear, and there's a Murloc sitting on the top of it with a little blizzard flag waving around, and that's a really cool mount that you could. I think it was from like 2013 BlizzCon or some shit like that. So there's loads of stuff. It's just having something that no one else has, or like getting the platinum on a lot of PlayStation games. You get that platinum because it shows that you've grinded that game out, and not a lot of people will have it. Yeah. Obviously, the trophies have a percentage next to them of how many players have got that. So it's all about bragging rights, and I think that it's cool. Don't know where I was going with that point, but
that's what we so often do. We take these roads.
That's the one.
I feel you.
That's a decent one. You. So yeah, so Dreamlight Valley will release free to play in 2023, and it will cost a fucking arm and a leg to get anything done, and it will spoil it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I hope not. They're
They have to make their dough somehow, some way. But
haven't they earned enough?
Well,
How
this
come
is
they aren't
this
enough?
is the thing, man. Is it directly? It must have endorsement from Disney. Is it made?
Usually, it's certainly Gameloft. Not sure who, and maybe Disney Interactive Studios.
Dreamlight Valley. So, yeah, Gameloft. Just says Gameloft is the developer and the publisher.
It definitely says it in the little small print.
Yeah.
But like so far, you've got a real decent mix of characters. And as I say, with each update, that you can see who else is like coming in on that update.
Mm.
But no, I'm quite pleasantly surprised. Like with,
Well, yeah, you'd have to see what happens.
I'm hopeful.
You'd like to think that if enough people had paid for it already, that they won't feel the need to really squeeze it for as much as they possibly can.
I don't know. At the moment, as I say, initially I was like, how is this going to become free to play? I don't understand. Like, they'll have to change so much. But as I go along, I think, but I don't know. I'm quietly hopeful. I would prefer, but then I don't think maybe not. It's like, I'd rather they never make it free to play and just have people pay for it.
It would be
keep
good
as
if
is.
it
Thanks.
goes free to play and the only things you can buy are cosmetics, like Overwatch. The only things that you can purchase are cosmetics.
But currently, so Scrooge McDuck has a shop.
Scroogey.
He's kind of the main guy. Like, if you want to upgrade your house, if you want to upgrade any stalls, if you want to upgrade literally anything, it's him that you pay. And some of the stuff is really wildly priced. Like, I've gone in and you can buy, at the moment in the shop, it's literally, there's a stall of clothing, there's a stall of accessories, a stall of home bits, like big home bits, and then a little stall of little home bits. On some of it will be like a shirt, 300, whatever the fuck the currency is, not bells, star coins, whatever the fuck it's called. It'd be like a shirt, 300, bag, 20,000.
Sorry.
Oh, go on.
From Gameloft themselves.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Disney Dreamlight Valley will not monetize any core gameplay mechanics. There are no paywalls and no pay-to-win mechanics. For example, you will not be able to pay to make your garden grow faster, increase or refresh your energy, increase your character friendship level, etc.
Okay, but what will they monetize then?
Well,
to me, that says, okay, unlocking a character.
Exactly what we just spoke about. So unlocking characters, cosmetics, things that don't affect the game itself.
Oh, it's gonna piss me off though, isn't it?
You say that though, but because it's one of them where it's like, well, you're not forced to buy anything.
No, but then you just walk around in rags.
But they'll purposely bring out some really cool shit.
People have been saying to buy stuff now, buy stuff that you, even if you're not super loving it, buy stuff now, because obviously we don't know what the case will be.
Yeah.
In terms of, that may become, if you want that, it's £1 or it's £5 or whatever. But that's something that I've never, any game that has had that like microtransaction element, I'm someone who just won't.
It depends on the game, though. If you invest a lot,
but
if you invest a half decent amount of time in it, then you want to buy the cosmetics of it. Yeah, massively depends on.
No,
what
I think that's where
playing.
How we say, like you and I, you will just, if you get in game, there's like, here's some potions for your travels. I don't know why I tried to say that like Mickey Mouse. Here's some potions. You will just use them, whereas I'll like never use them. I'll still have them at the end of the game, because I just keep hold of everything. Whereas you just like, oh, I'm in trouble, I'll drink that, and then that'll sort me out. Where I'm like, no, I might need that for a situation worse than this. I think it's the same with stuff like that. You're someone who'll go, oh, but I really want that, and I know, like, remember the snowman thing in Final Fantasy?
The snowman mount that cost
and
me
you
like
paid
£17.
Like yeah.
Never gonna reuse it again.
And I will never be that person. I'll just be like, no, I'll just get a normal mount for free. I'm not someone who, like, you know what I mean? We're a good example of opposites.
Look at ESO. How many crown crates did I buy?
Exactly.
Ooh, spend some dough there.
Yes.
Yeah, man. If World of Warcraft ever brought something like that out, fucking hell. would be dedicating to it. It's bad enough that I can buy gold on that.
Yes.
Luckily, there's nothing that I want to buy. But the time will come.
Yes.
The time will
But
come.
see what I mean? How, like, I suppose as a developer, that's the risk you take. You want they want people like you, not people like me.
Yes, but it's also because Ash is massive on buying things. If he likes something, he'll fucking buy it. Because much like myself, I don't really do anything outside of gaming. You know what I mean? Especially the fact that we're both gamers as well. So the shit that we tend to do together is gaming.
Yeah.
Or gaming related.
Yeah, like
so
you with your back to me and you don't even realise I'm playing.
So
yeah.
we share
joking,
we share the same interests. We don't fucking go out to the pub all the time. We don't go clubbing. You know what I mean? We barely
We're hermits, essentially.
We barely leave the house.
Yeah.
So and it's the same with Ash. So gaming's our main source of release, happiness, fucking whatever. So flinging money into it, meh, not an issue, because you're not putting you're not spending your money anywhere else.
No, but as I say, I think for me, I'm absolutely with you, but at the same time, if something is purely cosmetic, I am able to hold off.
I think Dreamlight will change your mind.
We shall see. Well, so far, even with currency that isn't actually real currency, I'm like, I ain't spending that.
Yeah, no.
20k for a bag?
Yeah,
no,
but,
thank you.
Yeah, but once you have full release, so there is no questions about what's going on and who's doing what and blah blah blah.
No, I mean like so I've only just started getting a bit more money because I basically like couldn't be asked to plant veg. And then my sister, who is like absolutely addicted to it and fucking runs it like a business.
She's fully fucking addicted to it.
She like hoards, like, oh my god, just it is a full operation what she does. And she was like, you need to plant okra in the Glade of Trust. I was like, okay.
She'd make money on World of Warcraft because she'd be a gold farmer and she could sell
absolutely.
shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And yeah, since I've been doing that, I've had a bit more dosh. But even then, I think it's the type of person you are in real life will translate in a game, in the sense that you and I, in a shop, even yesterday with those pops, you're there, you see it, you see the absolute marketing ploy of putting a big price and then now it's only this price, which is ultimately bollocks.
Well, it's not, because the Funko app was saying that they were worth that.
Right,
X
but
amount of
what
dollars.
I'm saying is, Tesco, they ain't going to make a loss, are they?
Pull that back a bit.
Oh, sorry. Tesco!
Oh, fucking hell.
Sorry. Sorry. But you see what I mean? Like, I'm always going to be the person that's like, check it. You know, or think about it. Whereas you're like, now. You know, see what I mean? And so, like, in a game, I'm going to be the person that stands there and goes, oh, do I need it, though? Is it going to make a difference, though? No, let's just carry on doing something else. Whereas you're just like, I want it, I'm having it, I've got it.
And the difference between you and I is that I will never have the regrets or fucking hell, I should have bought that, because I would already buy it. Especially when it comes to cosmetics.
We've got to do our own tea. Should we go Chinese?
Oh. Wait, you said you was cooking anyway. What was you planning on making?
I was going to do pies.
So why don't we just do them pies?
You say we, but it's going to be me doing them pies.
We've got to bang them in the oven. We're not making them from scratch.
What, we're going to have a single pie?
I don't know. Shall we stop the pod and then we'll go figure it out?
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Lou will love this. We had an episode talking about Dreamlight Valley.
That's what she's wanted for a long
This is
time.
when all my listeners will come out. All of our listeners will come out and say that they fucking love it. And I look like an absolute prick because I slated it.
But
we'll see. It's interesting. It's fun to talk about different survival games because there's so many, and so there's only a very few amount that actually do shit right. And games like Dreamlight Valley, which obviously isn't a survival game, but still that sim-esque type game. There's so many of them, and there's so few that do it properly and keep people into it. Hopefully Dreamlight Valley's the kind of one where, because it's got that Disney side of it, will entice more people into it, and they'll be able to do a lot more with it.
yeah.
Because you got Woody and Buzz in it, man.
Yeah, Lou was saying Woody's actually a bit of a creep. He wouldn't stop following her around.
Woody's fucking stalker. Woody wants to give you the wood.
She was like, why is this weird little fucker following me? I think she might have had his quest on track and she just didn't know.
Yeah.
And
she's being followed by Woody.
Yeah.
Woo!
But like, I do think
It's after your moons.
They've made Remy and Woody and Buzz like so tiny. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like literally, I heard someone make a noise and I was like, "The fuck is that?" And it was Remy in the corner.
Oh, Woody's gonna put his snake in your boot.
Remy, I'm gonna accidentally shut the door on you, love, because I can't see you.
I love it.
And Mickey
That's
Mouse
great.
looks absolutely terrifying. I'll say that. They've not done a good job on Mickey's.
And Donald Duck does that fucking annoying noise every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then. It's like every 10
Do it
seconds.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nevertheless.
Anyway, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, we hope you have a fantastic Christmas. Yeah, if you get any money for Christmas, Patreon's always here. Yeah, no, thanks for listening, everyone. It's been fantastic. I'm glad this week's over. I hope you have a lovely time. It's been great. Ash will probably be back next week. He probably won't be.
Oh, I hope he is.
If he ain't back next week, fucking hell, I'm gonna have to go knocking on his door to make sure he's actually ill, because I worry about him.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He'll be back.
He
will be back. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Sam, about Horizon. I will try again. It just won't be soon.
Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll take that gauntlet from
If Steph does it, can I still get the extra tenner? Can I get the extra? He was really nice, to be fair, because he offered to send Forbidden West to the house.
Oh.
You know what I mean, to save money, and I really, really, really appreciate that. That's really cool, especially coming from someone who I don't know on a personal level. It's very cool.
He is a member of the What's the Buttons gang.
He is a member of the. Me and Mark were talking the other day about having the equipment to get extra people on, and I was trying to figure out who would be like the first guest. You know what I mean? Like who would have that honour? Obviously, you got Mark, but I said his voice is very boring.
No, he just talks like you can do. You can do Mark's voice, go on.
Yeah, big man.
Yeah, that's how you talk to each other.
What are you saying?
It would just be. It would be hilarious.
I'd be a different person.
Just put a recording in the van on the way to work. That's the whole episode.
So you have Manny Manister. You got old Conrad as well. Again, he'd have to come out of his shell a bit. He's a very reserved man. Very lovely man, but he's a very reserved man.
Well, I can vouch for, because obviously when we've spoken about this before, it's not that bad. It's more nerve-wracking than you... No, it's not as nerve-wracking as you think it would be.
Yeah.
Because you do, after the first one I was I was not nervous, but I don't know. And then, obviously not expecting to come on again, I don't know, it's like...
You get used to it.
We would probably be having this conversation anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, to be
the
honest, we
conversation
could...
will probably begin.
I could have... Yeah. I could have accidentally lowered the caliber of this podcast because I just ramble.
No, fuck it.
But ultimately, we're in charge. So
it'd be quite cool to get Sam Parks on as the first proper guest. I think that would be cool. Whether or not that would happen, I don't know. Obviously, it would. Yeah. So yeah, we were supposed to be fucking off.
Yeah, Lou's just texted me, do we want anything from Asda?
Trying to sort out din-dins. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. You know where the socials are. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. See you later. Uru.